Okay. Um, Thank you for coming to this interview. I have a few questions for you. The first would be, why did you choose your major?
Well, there are many reasons I chose my major, but I would say the biggest would have to be I actually worked for a construction company, a contractor. The company name was Covenant Construction. I worked for this person for several years. He was a small business owner. He owned Covenant Construction, and working under him, I really got to see the inner workings of how to run a small business. How all the aspects of it, all the time it took, the devotion it took, all the management pieces, all the parts that it took to truly run this small business. And working under this man for several years and working in his small business really opened my eyes to how it would be to run my own small business. And um, ever since then, it's been in my heart to maybe want to own my own small business one day, or even get a job in a corporate office and be a leader there, and to help get a corporate position in a corporate business. But business management, I've always felt like was a very broad and a very good major for me, and I always felt like that I could do that and help lead people with all the skills that I have.
Good answer. What do you believe that your three greatest strengths would be?
Um, well, before I came to Appalachian State, I attended Forsyth Tech Community College, um, and it was hard. I had to, while I was in school, I also had to have a job. Um, I also had to have my own income to help pay for my school, and I spent lots of hours working, lots of hours doing homework, of hours going to school, and it really taught me self-discipline. It really taught me time management, how to stay on top of things, to keep up with things, and it really just it helped sharpen my skills, something that high school never really did. It really showed me how the real world was, and it really helped me grow up. So I felt like that really taught me self-discipline. Another one I have to say would be compassion. Um, Working with Covenant Construction, there was a lot of tension. There was a lot of tension there. Guys who didn't always agree on how to do this or that, and there was some arguments and things like that where maybe even employers were getting in arguments with the employees, and sometimes you just have to step in and catch the story on both sides and have compassion towards both sides to really understand what was going on. And I felt like that one of my biggest strengths was being that mediator, to have compassion, to understand both sides, and to come to a resolution. Another one I'd say would be one of my strengths is competitiveness. I grew up in a family with three kids, all about the same age. There was always competitiveness with everything, whether it be sports or the schoolwork or anything like that. There was always competition, and that really drove me growing up, just to have that competition and to want to be the best I could be. Um, I feel like I even had that in the workplace, working in Covenant Construction. I would always want to be the best employer, to outwork everybody, to be noticed, just to do the best possible job I could do, and to go above and beyond, just because of that competitive nature of mine.
Wow, that's great. Um, what would you describe? What would you say your greatest weakness is?
um, my biggest weakness. Well, I would have to say that my biggest weakness would probably be presenting, whether that be presenting to large groups of people or even small groups of people. I've always struggled with that. Like I said before coming here, I went to Forsyth Tech. Uh, Even there, I would tense up if I had to present, had to present in class, or had to read a paper or make a slideshow, anything like that. I'd always tense up and lose my words and choke up, and my face would turn red and whatever else. And it was really hard for me for a long time. But I ended up getting involved in a group up here at AB, a leadership club, and it really made me do more research on whether it be skills to help me to present simple things, whether it be to help with public speaking, to speak in front of others. Um, it really showed me that you had to be better prepared, and the better prepared you were, the better you could speak. I had to do a lot of research, with that, and I feel like the whole experience with trying to be a better at presenting, it really helped me to prepare better for all presentations and all things, to be prepared for all things, and it really helped me with research. It really opened my eyes to how research can really help you with a number of things, not just presenting or anything like that, but in all the work that you do.
Very nice. Well, tell me about a time that you had a conflict at work.
Well, like I said, in Covenant Construction, there was a lot of conflicts at work. There were a lot of disagreements, whether it be between guys, just being tired after a long day at work in the hot sun, or between employers and employees. It seemed like there was some arguments that went on. I prided myself on my compassion, whether it be being a mediator in those type of situations. There was this one time where actually employer, a person's house we were working on, had a disagreement with one of my fellow employees with how he was handling something in their house. Well, there were some words exchanged, and it got really heated really fast, and you had to act quickly. Well, I was able to get in between both of them and took both of them to the side and got both sides of the story, let them both vent, and just let them talk out everything to me. And I'd go back and forth and talk to both of them and heard both sides of the story. And eventually we were able to come to a resolution, and both ended up shaking hands, agreeing to the terms, and we went on our way and continued to work. And I feel like that was a tough situation, but I felt like I really handled it with with compassion, and it was handled very well.
Well, I'm glad that worked out. We got one more question. How would you define leadership?
Well, I feel like I would define leadership with the qualities and the characteristics a person has, that leader. Whether it be like my strengths, being self-driven or compassionate, or whatever it may be, just that leader and their values, whether they use those qualities to push others as a unit to reach a common goal, whatever that may be. I feel like a leader can really get together their group of people, whoever they're looking over, and to create a unit, and everyone try to reach that common goal. At Covenant Construction, the owner, he was a very organized person. I feel like that was his strength, was being very organized. And through him being very organized and always having work schedules printed out, ready to go, whoever ready for each person's jobs at each time, who was supposed to be doing what at what time, it really had everybody on task. It kept everybody on task. There was no wasted time. And through that, every person would be ready, and we would all work together to reach that common goal, to reach that, to finish our job. And I feel like through that, he really showed leadership abilities through his strength being an organization, and it drove us all to the common goal of finishing our job. And I feel like that is the definition of leadership. It's just a leader using their strengths to bring a group to one common goal. And I feel like that's definitely what happened.
Well, very nice. Well, I appreciate you coming in today, and you should be hearing back from us in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Thank you very much.